Hey everybody, before we get started, I just want to remind you this episode is brought to you by our patrons, like Ahagao Comics, Qua, and Nestor Flores. If you like what we do and want to see us do more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early and lots of other goodies, and it would really help us out. Thanks for your support, everybody.
Thank you.
And I kind of wish I had some kind of BB-related button to throw here, because that'd be perfect, but I don't. Hi everybody, welcome to Let's Talk FGO, the mostly weekly podcast that is all about FGO, definitely not about anything else. 100% FGO all the time.
Every time.
I am one of your hosts, the Burn Doctor, Omega. And with me, as always, is my co-host, Giantess Expert, Lucky.
Everyone, I hope you are all enjoying Fate Grand Order, a.k.a. Giant Women are definitely Lucky's fetish. And while we here at Studio Omega like to bring you the latest in FGO-related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events for both the JP and EM version of the game. So anyone not wanting spoilers should just go to the moon.
By the way, we wrote our intro jokes completely separately.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think real quick, before we jump into the show, we're going to completely risk our future monetization and all that fun stuff by stopping to have Caldea business time immediately. So let's talk about last week's episode real quick, just a quick mention. So we did have that topic where we talked about how they were not redesigning Emiya Alter, but they were softening his design in the English release, the global release, which is still technically centered on being called FGO NA. And kind of our thoughts and feelings about both the original design and the change. Overall, actually, we had a surprisingly positive feedback. Like, a lot of people appreciated how we communicated the topic, even though at the time we were kind of... We floundered a little bit in the actual show because a lot of our discussion there was unscripted. No notes were taken.
Yeah, good job, boss.
But most people seem to appreciate our frank words on it. Some people are okay with the original design. Some people were not, which I think is fair. I want to remind everybody that we didn't really want to say that you had to have an opinion one way or the other, just that we were giving our honest opinions and reasons why, and, letting it float out there why it was probably a good idea for the game to do that thing. Also, apparently a lot of people didn't realize Lucky was black.
Yeah. I'll add a qualifier. I am black, but I'm also German. I'm mixed. But, if you're, I actually did an ancestry DNA thing, and I'm mostly black and German.
Also, I gotta say, every time the subject of being mixed race comes up, I just immediately think of the Obama meet and greet Key and Peele sketch. So I do want to. There is, I think, one or two points maybe we want to clarify. A lot of people did seem focused on the skin color specifically, and I want to say that's our issue is not just on that singular fact, right? There are several characters who are darker skinned. There are characters who get darker in ascensions. Mm-hmm. But and obviously everybody goes, oh, but his skin's dark because he's abusing his magic circuits. Okay, sure. But that skips to the problem then, why is his face kind of, one, it doesn't look like Emiya, and two, it looks a little bit like a black caricature with the pronounced lips and the strong brow line, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just the skin color. It's the fact that all of the various elements of Emiya Alter's design kind of come together, and, we do that little gut check, and we're like, that's a little bit of a racist picture you're painting there. So I think people may have been fixated on the skin color because that's the thing they're changing. But like we said in that episode, I'm pretty sure they're changing it just because that's the thing they're doing in Photoshop. They're literally just pitching up his tint a little bit in the art assets. They can't do anything about his look without getting the artist or another artist to, redraw it. And, China does that for certain of their censorships, and some of them are okay, some of them look a little goofy. I think doing a facial re-edit would not be great.
Yeah, no.
So, yeah. Some people, pointed out, Beowulf. Yeah, Beowulf does have an ascension where he gets kind of dark, but his face still looks normal. It's his normal face. And also, Beowulf is always covered in, scars and horrific burns, right?
Yeah.
And...
Well, I'm not gonna lie, Dark Beowulf kind of weirds me out, too.
That's fair. It is a little weird, I think, but they... At least you can be like, well, I mean, he is actually scarred up, and I'm assuming his line probably talks about, being burned by dragonfire. And Emi Assassin is also kind of dark-skinned, but he still looks a lot like Kiritsugu. Like, he still looks like himself, and he's also, like, covered head to toe anyway, so it's not much to see there. So yeah, that's just, I think that we wanted to touch on those couple of little points. We thank everybody for treating the matter respectfully, and we're going to move on, because now we're at the point where, hey, guess what? It is how it is.
Yep. It's like, everyone, you're free to have your opinion, but don't think that just yelling about it's going to change anything.
Yeah. And, I mean, hey, if you want to boycott FGO over it, that's like, you're going to be one of the few people who do, so, hey, you do you.
You do you.
Because I can tell you that the other way around, ooh, that might have been a bigger jump. Alright, well, since we got the serious talk out of the way, let's go ahead and check in with everybody's favorite Kohai, Mash.
Senpai, 起きてください.
Hey everybody, welcome to Wake the Fuck Up Senpai, our regular segment for Protips. We're like 5 minutes in, so I can say that. Also, yes, the slight pause there was because I had to find my soundboard button. But today we got a simple one, which is just Shinjuku has new nodes in free quests, which drop certain mats better than previous ones. So go ahead and check out that drop chart. It's pretty sweet. I think there's a better node for pages and for gears at least. There might be one for lamps. I know there's some void dust in there. So in general, it sounds like a pretty sweet deal if you can actually, go through the pain in the ass of actually beating all of it. Which is fun. Alright, that's it. That's all we got. Just a quick tip. Because I think a lot of people in our community didn't know that. So
I know a few did, because people were asking about it, where the best place to drop, and people would say, until Shinjuku here. And people were like, no! And now people are going to be like, yay! I hope. I need pages. Blackbeard just, almost wiped me out, and I still gotta get Tamamo to 10-10-10.
Which is ironic, considering Blackbeard has his interlude, which is really great for pages.
Yeah, I know, it was. It was kind of hilarious. But,
well, alright. Let's go ahead and scooch into Records from the Throne, a regular achievement topic.
Booyah.
So, first off, thanks to the event, I was able to protect Fran and Gorgon Smiles. Yay! Thank God, gallstones. Said no one ever. I actually bought all the rest of them out of the store. Also, this is I guess an achievement, but also it confused the fuck out of me. So we got a lot of quartz for the 600-day celebration and some other stuff kind of stacked up. So we got a little bit of quartz back, so I had enough for a 10 pull. And I think a lot of people were pulling just because they got the quartz or whatever. So I felt that little tickle and I'll spin again. I can still try for MHXA. You never know. And you may have seen this if you follow me on Twitter. I got spooked by Maeve, who wasn't on Rate Up. That's why it's a spook. That's a rando Storylock 5-star who just decided to show up.
Surprise!
My tweet was, what sorcery? Which is what I said. I was like, what foul sorcery is this? So, I'm pretty sure my luck is boned for the next couple months. But hey, whatever. I finally got Maeve, even without trying. Because I definitely tried. You can actually go back and watch the stream archive for me rolling for Jolter. I got Jolter on the first 10 pull, and then I immediately switched to rolling on Maeve's banner and got fucking nothing. Well, for 5 stars anyway. I got a few new 4 stars that way, but yeah. Rolling's weird. Alright, Lucky, I'm done.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was staring off into the middle distance there. Flashbacks to war, PTSD, all that good shit. But, on my side, I was finally able to protect Gorgon Smile. I am golden. Team Snake is now a go. But, that's about it all I did. Because, once again, I didn't get full absolute despair. This time I got more, mad than sad. So, we're gonna go straight into not all the world's evil, but damn close. So, in an act of extreme generosity, someone, who wants to remain anonymous, was charitable enough to give me a $25 gift card for one last chance at MHX Alter. I was fucking ecstatic, because, you never know which one might be the one. Except for some odd reason, Google Play didn't want to quite accept this gift card as a payment method. And I had to fight with it for like over an hour just to get it. And ended up actually spending actual money that I did not have on getting this. Because, I don't know, like this might like vary from state to state, but here in Washington State, transactions, like even internet transactions, are taxed. So even though like in the game it says it's like $23.99, or I believe it is, for like enough paid and free courts to make a temple, the with tax it's like $27. And my Google Play didn't want to use the gift card and then an additional account to pay it off. I was like, no, you can't use this fucking gift card. So I was like, all right. Let me try something else. Let me try my PayPal. Let me try my PayPal. Maybe that will do it. Because what I wanted to do was, I was okay with like spending, like I had like a couple bucks I could throw in for like the additional tax. I just needed to make sure that it didn't do the full on from the account. Guess what? I tried it. It did it full on from the fucking account. I was like, God damn it! So I was like, all right. I guess I'm spending money. What the fuck ever. Here, you know what? Let me try this other method, and I'll just get a full fucking 80 pack, and I'll use the $25 gift card, because, you know, whatever, I'm in from a penny, in for a pound. What the fuck ever. Guess what? It just charged fully from my fucking card again. I was like, no! Why? So then I had to go, like, get off my bed, get on my computer, and, like, start typing furiously into Google and Helps and find out what it is. Turns out that I have to actually add my, a debit card for them to be able to do both the gift card and the card. And I was just all like, why? Why did you make this so fucking difficult? Oh my god. And through all of this, I still did not get MHX Alter. It's like, so, again, my soul was crushed from playing FGO, and I played basically nothing but Girls Frontline for a while.
I'm sure we will talk about your saga of Girls Frontline and Absolute Madness.
We're gonna talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so, person.
Okay, so hold on, Lucky.
Wait.
On the air. So while you've been talking, and you're gonna talk some more later, because I'm gonna talk a lot later, because we're doing Teach Me Omega-sensei today. But so I've been playing Azure Lane while you're doing this. So I'm gonna have a breaking news announcement. I'm just minding my own business. I just got a brand new Renown on a drop. I have never ever gotten a Renown before. She just decided to show up just now on a drop on a map. So in case you've ever wondered why we love Azure Lane, that's fucking why. Shit just happens.
As I said,
it's like the game gives you a big warm hug.
Girls Frontline has burned me. FGO has hella burned me. Azure Lane has yet to fucking burn me. No, Azure Lane gives me the burn ointment.
Well,
constantly.
I mean, I think we're also going to talk about that tomorrow. There's some people who the recent couple of things going on with their events have had some missteps, but it's no serious blow. And
it's not, as much as people want to think it is, it's not.
The fundamental rules are still pretty okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll talk about that tomorrow in great length. Expect like an hour and a half of gacha games.
Also lots of other stuff, because well, I've already written down 3 things, and I've been doing some stuff in Kingdom Hearts. Maybe I'll talk about that in the post show with the patrons, because I know at least one of them cares. But we'll have a full show tomorrow, but not a 3.5 hour show. We're not doing that anymore. That was a pain in the ass for me to upload.
But back on track with FGO, which this podcast is supposed to be about, let's get into our skelograms. So, everyone strap in. Lucky's gonna be taking the helm here, where we go over to Japan with more news about Rank Up 10. I said we only had a few of them last time, but now we have more of them. So, starting off from where we left off, Berserker was Beowulf, who now has Ultra Instinct. Make all your Dragon Ball Super jokes now. But it increases stars, increases crit strength, and increases star absorb for 1 turn, which is pretty fucking swanky.
Yeah, that was the thing that everybody wanted for him, and I was like, yeah, that'd be pretty good, but they're not going to stick 2 new things on an intuition skill. No, they did. They gave him exactly what he needs.
Mm-hmm. Lancer Lee, it's a little bit more simple, but still appreciated. MP strength up and increased defense down. Question: does the defense down go in effect before or after the hit? You know?
I don't know. I'd have to double check because some noble phantasms are weird about that. I will double check really quick.
Next up, the alter ego was Kiara, with her skill Thesis of the Heart now removing buffs from enemies and had the cooldown reduced. That's it.
So I think Kiara was a character who when she launches later this year for us, watch the fuck out. Her skill sets had lots of different varied cooldowns because they were pretty good, but the cooldowns got pretty long. Now I think all three of her skills have the same amount of cooldown and are all really good. Also, I just double checked. No, Lancer Lee will not decrease first. He decreases after, but his initial damage is defense ignoring. So.
Okay, never mind.
But it's a 30% decrease for 3 turns now. So pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, he needed a little bit of a boost after his old man self came out.
Mm-hmm. So, the 2-star caster came out. Everyone was kind of leaning towards Shake because Hans was already a pretty solid pick. No, they went with Hans. Hans had
this was after I think the stream where they announced that they were doing the CCC rerun. So,
no.
That's when it actually became Hans. I think was like, well, actually, was it that night right after they did the stream that it was? It was pretty close. So, it was like are the Mad Lads gonna do it? And no, they did. Yeah,
the Lightworks, they cray because Hans had his Innocent Monster upgraded. Now it loses the merit and generates an NP per turn. The buff is also targetable. And surprise! Nero upgrade. Her Migraine has been changed to Cup of Wealth. Now charges an MP and boosts her art performance on water and city maps. Again, they're going on with the terrain details, which... honestly, if they start actually pumping out more of these kind of skills, they actually might start becoming more relevant.
Also, she has 2. It's water and city, and I think city is new. I don't know what maps count as city, but there sure should, as heck, be a lot of them. Because think about all the terrains you've been on. There should be a lot of city maps. It's a very decent boost because it's 3 turns of arts performance. Plus, it still does all the stuff that Migraine did, so it still heals her a little bit. And it still ups her mental debuff resist.
So with all these rank ups, you definitely get the sense they were gearing up to do some CCC. It's I think it was only 2 or 3 of them were not related to the CCC event. Beowulf, was it Romulus? I can't remember from last week.
No, it wasn't Romulus.
No, it was...
I don't know. You deleted my first run of Rank Up X notes.
Yeah.
After you did time codes, you absolute madman.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. That's what happens. Yeah, I actually did time codes last week. I hope you all are appreciative. But...
okay, so it was... the one you're probably thinking of is Edison and also Semiramis.
Oh, that's what it was, yeah.
I think with Beowulf and Edison, they were just doing basically make work. And hopefully with Hans they are, because I know there are a lot of... hey, guess who also has the same shitty Innocent Monster level that Hans did? Phantom, who desperately needs a buff. But I think with Edison, Beowulf, and I guess Hans, we're taking all those low-rank skills that are this is a D-rank skill, so it's shitty, and we're making them not shitty anymore, if you want to invest the time into actually making them good. So that's pretty good. For instance, I don't think Tamamo is going to get a morph buff on her morph, because her morph is already pretty well ranked, so it's a fucking shitload of defense.
That's true.
But yeah.
So, talk about stream stuff. We did sit down, watch a stream. We watched translations. We, tried to listen to Japanese. It was strange. But it was fun times. The usual dicking around, funny commentary about Valentine's. They had Kawasumi on, and they had, I can't remember her name.
Takahashiri.
Yes.
Who is currently MASH's voice actress.
Yes. They talked about who they would give, what servants they would give chocolates to, for what reasons. Just general talking about.
Because they mentioned basically the quote unquote 3 kinds of chocolate: the friend chocolate, duty chocolate, and true feelings chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was the gag.
It was fun. They announced a new FGO duel set.
It was 3 Summer Servants. Summer Martha was one of them, and some others I don't remember.
And
but then the other ones was Paracelsus and Mephisto, and I was just like, this is the trolliest FGO duel set ever. Because remember, these are blind boxes unless you buy the whole set of 5. So you could go to the store and try and pick up one of these sets. You're like, oh, am I going to get a lovely summer waifu? No, you get Mephisto. That's that gotcha experience.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure there's people who like have got down the science of like, all right, how much does like each of them weigh? If I shake it, like, what can I feel? What can I feel from the vibrations? I'm pretty sure there are people out there making it a fucking science. Like, I remember, it was kind of crazy, but back when I was into My Little Pony fandom, they had blind bags for them too, and someone figured out that you could actually totally figure out which one was which by looking on the packaging and looking at the serial code, because even if it's so unquote blind boxes, the company itself needs a way to figure out how to distinguish which product is from which product. And it's just, are you savvy enough to figure out how the company knows? So I'm pretty sure someone has figured it out. So enough of that in my Little Pony days. But they released, they talked a little bit about the Babylonian anime. They showed more key visuals. Now we have an Ishtar one. It is Good Civilization. They announced OST 3 coming out. Super hyped for this. They didn't show...
yeah, they did not confirm a track list, but they explicitly said that the TVCM songs for Lost Belt are going to be on it.
Yes. They announced that the escape room is being rerun, which, I don't know. I don't think we're ever going to get the escape room here. That kind of makes me sad.
I mean, possibly as like an extension of something like the USA tour.
Yeah.
Possibly. That would obviously have to wait, though, because there are characters in it who probably need to come out first. But
I don't know.
They could. I think there's a little bit of an escape room culture here. It's just they would have to tie it to some other event. I don't think they can just like pick a rando venue and be like, yeah, hey, so in Chicago we're doing an escape room. Yeah, that once again, that's not how America works, guys.
I do know that we do have a bit of an escape room fad here in Seattle, but like, let's see here. Yeah, we have like, let's see here, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we have like 3 just in Seattle, and then just a whole bunch of smaller ones. Like, you go on the TripAdvisor, and you have the 10 best Seattle escape room games with photos. So, yeah, we have some. So, theoretically, yeah, like, I definitely know that we can do it here. I definitely know we can do it in, like, California. Because, as I said, just urban metropolises, that shit just kind of pops up. But as I said, yeah, we just want to be able to pop up. I don't like, do we have any, like, I wonder what kind of themed escape rooms we have. I'm going to find this out later. This is a subject for research later.
Trinity Duel, what's up, talking?
Mm-hmm. So, more merch that we will never get. I cry.
Well, we'll never get, but
yeah,
theoretically, people in this country might get.
This country might get, cause as I said, I know some people were like, oh yeah, I go to cons for the events. It's like, no, like 90, like literally 80% of the reason why I go to cons is because I want to buy shit I can't buy anywhere else. It's like, So, guess what? CCC rerun. Oh, isn't this like the last rerun the last event that needs to be rerun? Wasn't it?
Well, no, because there's been collabs since, like the Apocrypha collab, Guda 3, for instance. I think Guda 2.
Yeah, I know, but this is like.
This is one of the fundamental. When the fuck are they going to rerun this? Because I want my BB.
Yeah.
Kind of question.
Because Guda 3 and Apocrypha was only run last year.
Yeah. I mean, and they do have reruns for sometimes stuff in the same year. But yeah, this is I think, apart from Apocrypha, the last collab rerun we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're clearing out that backlog a little bit.
Yep. So it's a rerun, so it has some new extra stuff. A BB bonus experience. Old Man Lee and Swimsuit BB has been added to the bonus list. Melt got an animation update. There are new command codes. It's already started as of the 20th.
Yeah, and we'll have some more details later when we get down to that section.
I said there's a Moriarty costume. He looks fucking dapper.
Well, yeah. Well, you should say that's for Caldea Boys Collection, which they previewed not on stream but like at the event.
Oh yeah. That's I forgot about that.
They showed off some of the CEs, and they said that there would be story this time, and they previewed a Moriarty costume.
Mm-hmm.
Also, by the way, we gave you the spoiler warning at the front. I'm not doing that whole thing again with the true name and whatnot. I already did the double videos, which people. I mean, I do think it split our views a little bit, but people were appreciative that I went to the extra effort to be like, "Here's your spoiler-free episode, and here's your totally super spoilers episode." But yeah.
So, new MP ship CE. It's the QP thing. And 10 cent quartz. Booyah.
We should specify, there's a new Mana Prism Shop CE that is Tiny Da Vinci. It really is the Tiny Mona Lisa. Like, somebody actually double-checked the translation. And it's... You know how recently the Mana Prism Shop CEs have been... Okay, you get a little bit if you use it yourself, but if you use somebody else's on support, you get a lot. This is that for QP. So if you use somebody else's Tiny Mona Lisa, you get like 15% QP up or something crazy. As opposed to...
I just realized that was supposed to be shop, and Omega just left it in as ship. I was confused.
Google didn't catch it. It was a real word.
So, over here... we have the FGO USA Tour 2019 Kickoff Commemoration Campaign running from February 18th to February 24th with 8 memorial quests based on our 7 singularities, which give 1 summon ticket, a rotating pair of daily pickup banners based on each singularity, and in a bitchin' set of news, Sakura's VA is coming to the actual Kickoff event instead of... I just blank on their name again. I should have written it down instead of Ren's VA. Yep. So I'm gonna take a moment and I'm gonna tell you right now. I've been working on him. I've been chugging through them until I got to Gwaine. He has been kicking my ass on a regular basis.
Oh, actually, well, since we're talking about, I don't think it was All the World's Evil, but I had a pretty bum experience about that. I'm done already. I did it. I did all of it. All 8 tickets. I did not have an impressive time spending them, but I'm done. Hey, boy, break gauges. Lucky you didn't even know. Gwaine's nothing.
I might not know, but I already know when I get to that final one, it's stall team. I'm gonna make that stall team I did on fucking on Edmund look like chump change.
Well, yeah. So what I did for that was I did Mash, Jean, and support Summer Artoria, the Archer version, because she's great. She has a really good chains to charge down. And some other fun stuff. Really can save your bacon. And then my back row was Chloe, Nobu, Herc. And I think if I had Herc's Bond CE, I would have been fine. Because I got her down to about 150k HP left on the final gauge before Herc finally gave out. And I had to use seals. But yeah, no, it's a rough one. Break bars suck. They really do. I said in the chat that I realized how they invented this. They was like, how can we make the overkill state more annoying? Oh, let's make it last the entire turn, and also they're not dead at the end of it.
Oh, God.
So yeah, no, if you break a gauge, that character is just, they're going to stick around for the rest of the round, and all of your other attacks are wasted. Which is why it is such a clutch to, like, it kills those burst damage turns. You got to be careful. You want to save those for the last bar. But yeah, no, it's really annoying, and she's got so much fucking HP. Like, I didn't realize. I was like, oh, are these like the total numbers? No, the last bar alone is like 1.5 million HP.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, she thick, but you can totally stall her out though. Just be careful about using casters because she's got an AI that will bully the shit out of them. Also, she cheats. On her NP turn, she will Mana Burst first, then NP. Even though normally AIs don't.
No, I've been noticing about all of them. Like, if they have some sort of attack skill...
Yeah, they have like a special coding that they get to use their buffs.
Yeah. They are not shy about using their buffs. Like, my last time, the only reason I lost... Like, I was literally 1 hit away. All I needed to do was have Chloe survive 1 last turn. And, the he decided to do his belt of Gawain decided to do his belt of Bertok, then do his numeral of the Saint, and then do his MP. I was like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
He is an asshole.
That's how I had to do that one twice just because the first time my card RNG wasn't good, I wasn't getting the arts cards I needed, which is bad because my plan was all Urale all the time. The girl needs a little bit of help to get her NP started, so there was at least one case where he jumped right into his third skill because, yeah, he can do that in this version, and he was just like, boom! NP charge guts! Sucks to be you! I'm like, god damn it, the sun, no, my one weakness. And then the next battle, the next time he did that, I had mashed to Lord Camelot, so I was ready. And then I was like, haha, your son does nothing! Foolish Gawain. Foolish sun warrior. But yeah, I worked through all of them. Gawain and... No, it's not true. I had to do the very first one twice. Also because of RNG. Because those wyverns kicked the shit out of my team. Jean Alter as a ruler is laughably easy. She's so easy to bully. It's not even funny. Those wyverns, though. Those guys are assholes. Everybody else was pretty easy, though. Just, slam your usual attack button, sprinkle some Merlin on it, and just keep shooting whatever you got, blasting, full blast. Like, I think Tiamat whittled down into my back row a little, but I had enough people still alive that I could actually, chew through all that HP.
Mm-hmm.
Because the beautiful thing about Tiamat is, while she does, in fact, deal neutral damage, she also takes neutral damage at least, so you don't have to worry about anybody being weak.
Tiamat's just beautiful in general.
Yeah, people have been noticing some things, especially now that, hey, spoilers, we'll talk about CCC in a second, but King Protea is in the game.
Mm-hmm.
People are asking questions about what Nasu likes. There's a lot of giant, cute ladies.
Mm-hmm. So, real quick, over in JP, we have the CCC rerun going on. As I said, double XP for BB, and now her spare copies grant rare prisms, in case you already had her.
That's starting at the 6th copy. If you're like Dallas, who really doesn't like BB, even though I've tried to explain to him, that BB Go isn't the same as regular BB. But if you just burn your first set of copies of her, or any of them, you won't get rare prisms.
In regards to that, honestly, playing FGO, if trying to kill everybody was a disqualification for a servant, boy howdy, I got some fucking news for you.
Actually, there's somebody who's been posting, they just got started in the game, and they've been posting comments to, the subreddit, which means the tweetbot reacclimatizes them. They wrote several little, just fun doodle comics about summoning your old enemies, because apparently they've summoned back Emiya, who fights you as a shadow, and summoned back Saber Alter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's yes, indeed, this does in fact get a little awkward. But we'll have some more fun stuff to talk about BB later.
Mm-hmm. So Melt got animation updates, legs for days.
Yeah, I think some people are a little salty about this because obviously she's not even a year 1 servant.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, if they are refining the thing, they do them. They obviously have to theme stuff, right?
Like I said, they usually do an animation update generally around the events. Like Ilya got animation updates for her rerun. Didn't Iskander get animation updates for the Zero rerun?
He might have, but he was a first year servant, so people were happy about that. And people were okay with Ilya because she's adorable, but for some reason, if it's Melt, God, have a freak out.
So, Far Side of the Moon, it is now in the RP shop.
Yeah, that's the
Mystic Code?
CCC theme, Mystic Code or whatever. Yeah. So that's
there is a new free crest in Shimosa for the Mirrors material, which just came out. The Summoning Banner Part 1 is the same with the Melt, Lip, Suzuka, Emiya, Alter. There's some UI updates. And very surprisingly, there is now a Detour questline, which is new and ends with a tough fight with King Protea.
So if you don't know who King Protea is, in the original CCC, there were a lot of characters that were cut for time and content because it was too hard to put in a PSP game. There were supposed to be 5... It's the Sakura 5, so in addition to Melt and Lip, there's supposed to be 3 more. King Protea was one of them. She has the power to grow constantly and get stronger from it. And she was going to be like kind of like a weird like terrain boss where she keeps growing and crushing part of the map as you try to escape. And that was too technically difficult. But in FGO, they can model her perfectly. It's just sprites in the thing. So she's been featured in the CCC Foxtail manga, which is still ongoing, I believe. But she got a lot more detail there, and she got like her final design established. And so it's they got a little fun thing where she shows up. Also, even though he wasn't in this event originally, Hans Christian Andersen shows up, and he brings the bants. That's why I said that I was your burn doctor today, because I'm just, gotta channel my inner HCA, because boy howdy, the man is Stone Cold Duncan on everybody, especially Kiara, but also you.
See, what they need to do is, I was just thinking about it, they don't need to, re-release CCC, no, they just need to build it from the ground up and just add in all the content that was cut out. Make it
hey, it would sell, Nasu. Make the HD remaster of Extra. Mm-hmm. It's the time. It is all the cool kids are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
PS4, bundle them together in one disc, make them HD. Insert all the Easter eggs you want for all the dumb shit you wrote later, and then translate it because people will buy it.
I will buy it.
Oh, actually, that's not in our news. We should also bring that up. Extella Link got an official North American release date. It's March 12th, I want to say.
Soon.
My pre-order's in. I got the Faded Glory edition, so I'm going to get all the physical tchotchkes. And also, if I understood the promo video correctly, that also still has the special DLC the special pre-order costumes that you can't get, the Skahawk uniform and the nameless kimono. If I understood the trailer correctly, you can only get those from the limited edition pre-orders or the special digital pre-order.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about King Protea briefly, so this is a cool thing that they added, that they brought her in, and her fight is actually authentic to her mechanics. She gains, I want to say 500k HP a turn.
Wow.
So there's two ways to do this fight. You either have to kill her immediately, immediately drop her with one turn of a shitload of damage, or you have to stall her out. And Hans actually warns you this in the dialogue, which it says, because this is a virtual world, she has a limit to how large she can grow. So when she hits her cap, she'll stop. So you basically have to wait until her HP stops growing, and then you can actually finish her off. So it's a super interesting, mechanic that's really neat that they're doing.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So, speaking of, giant girls in Nasu, we have definitely noticed, there are a lot of giant girls in,
Where is that
Fate.
image? All of our chats are so fucking busy, I'm never gonna be able to scroll up and find it. But somebody did a comparison, which was look at all the giant ladies in Fate.
There's Tamamo in her origin form, which is Amaterasu. You see that in, Extra.
Yeah.
There is, King Protea. Also an Extra. I threw in Tiamat into that because even though she might be a giant scary kaiju, I still find her adorable and sexy.
Yeah, I think I pointed out the logic of the original maker of the image that if they're because they were talking about, is there a tag name for Moe Giantess? I'm I don't know if in her giant form Tiamat is Moe, because she's all angry and vengeance. What is Moe? But
that's philosophy right there. So I don't know.
We're not. Let's
Moe
not.
is like qualia. So,
but yeah. So I think that's the qualification was.
I'm trying to think of who it was though.
It was Titan Altera.
Technically called Altera. Yeah, that's right. Great Titan Express.
Because she is definitely Moe as a giant. She's extra adorable when she's huge. And she's extra adorable when she's tiny. Why is it the middle-sized Altera is the least adorable? I should go ask her that. She'll probably get embarrassed or call me bad civilization and destroy me. Somebody did a super great meme edit to, I don't know the name of it, one of those great meme songs of just all of Altera's scenes in the Learning with Manga adaptation. The little animated shorts they did.
It was like a YouTube. It was almost. Well, no, it wasn't like a YouTube crack, but it was.
Oh, here it is. It's still in our moving pictures. you reposted in the wrong civilization. It's great. I won't play it because that will just play the song, but search that on YouTube. It's amazing.
Wiggle wiggle everywhere. Yeah, so as I stated at the top, giant adorable women are definitely my fetish. So high five, Natsu, wherever you are.
Being a mushroom.
So, last thing, supposedly we might be getting the Shinjuku Phantom incident on February 24th, so Sunday. I don't know. This ain't fully confirmed.
There was an image that showed on the website as Shinjuku Phantom incident, starting 2/24. Click here. If you go there now, it says coming soon. So maybe Intern couldn't jump the gun on the date release. I don't know. It's not there anymore, so I can't double check if it was real. But well, but also the tour date is, the 23rd and the 24th, so they'll probably say something at the tour, because there's panels.
And, yeah, confirmed that the bond bonus is ×2. But other than that, I think that's it. I think we're done with the news.
All right, how long will that take us? Almost 45 minutes. Great. We're doing good.
Ooh, we're doing good. Let's switch over to free talk here real quick. Not a lot here, but Omega, do you have any last thoughts for Valentine's?
No, I mean, I did okay at the store. I didn't get all the mana prisms I wanted, but that's because the exchange rate on mana prisms was awful.
Yeah, so I did in the way of stores. I actually had a last minute struggle to get the final chocolates out. I got all the chocolates. I got every single fucking chocolate.
Yep, I did too.
It was like literally.
Though I also had a last minute rush because I rolled Maeve in there. It's surprising. Like, fuck, I got to go back.
It was funny because I only had to do the last minute rush because I was just farming because I needed just the all chocolates, and you can just get those for everywhere. So I was like, I'm just gonna go up and farm fucking sabers.
Yeah, my best team was Lancers, so that's what I did to get extra baking chocolates.
Yeah, so like I'll just grab some extra chocolates, grab like some extra saber tokens, turn into chocolates, and grab my all tokens, and I'll just go on a leisurely pace until I accidentally exchanged all for saber chocolates. And I was like, what the fuck?
Rip. That's okay. I did that occasionally, but I actually managed to spend my alls on everybody before I didn't have to, because hey, most of my alls were girl chocolates. It was only what's his face, Angry, who I had to on the male side. So I only had a couple to alls to get out of the way.
Also, what's with Berserkers and giving you thumbs up? It made me laugh every single fucking time.
Well, also you notice that all the Berserkers have foe in it, so you have someone to talk to.
Yep.
It's because they have no good way to communicate besides just grrr.
I don't know. You got the translation book for Lu Bu, which was hilarious.
That was great. Lu Bu was honestly, all the Berserker scenes were really great.
It's like they always end with a thumbs up. Like Darius sternly gives a thumbs up. Lancer gives you a stolen sword, thumbs up. Herc gives you the bear hoodie, thumbs up. I'm like these are my people. I love giving things like
it's clearly a Terminator thing. Dun 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 dun. Always giving you that thumbs up. Yeah, that was funny. A lot of the scenes were really good. Some of
again, I feel like these Valentine scenes kind of like it expands what you know about how the servants act like around. Like I don't know. It's like, and I like those little things. It's like, yes, I feel a little bit more connected to my digital PNGs.
Mm-hmm. It's great writing. It'll be really interesting to hear them voice.
I am not ready for this.
That's also going to be a pain in the ass too, because we got to do it all over again. You don't have to worry about losing the CEs, you horrible monsters. But you do have to do all the work to get all the special lock-on or surprise chacos again. Luckily, it's a points ladder, so let's hope. I'm gonna.
She just wrote a note with a giant heart on it. I died. It's like, Fran, how can you be so adorable?
Fran was great. Also, by the way, I placed the button we do not hit. That's Fran's final ascension line. When you max ascend her.
Also, 10 out of 10. Did not expect Raiko's to be as wholesome as it was. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more terrifying, but no, she was just like.
I'm trying to think who. We already talked about Tomomo Lancer. She's got a terrifying one. Also, no axe. I don't think any of my CEs are over like level 30. Leveling CEs is a pain in the ass, but I'm not going to sacrifice good chocolate to feed CEs. I'm not a terrible person. But yeah, so Tama Lancer was terrifying. Was there anybody else who was really scary?
Let's see. Kyo put Love Elixir in hers.
Right, that's right. I don't have Kyo Lancer, so I don't know that.
Well,
let's say original Kyo's is terrifying. Because that's just Kyo
let's see
Hime.
Here. Actually, we don't have to admit that. Like, I don't know what you're going on about there, let's see here.
No, that's not. We're calling people terrible because your servants put their love and affection into those chocolates, and you also put in the time and effort to earn them, which is way more of a pain in the ass than just rolling on the friend point gotcha or whatever for CE bombs, and you're like, I'm just gonna turn these into EXPs because I feel a strange desire to do so. Like, I don't go to admit shit.
Shuten Doji.
I'm fine. Well, Shuten's just dangerous in general.
Yeah. But she definitely talks about how, like, when you're eating her, like, when she gives you chocolate, she definitely wants, if you stay around her much longer, she's going to want to eat you. And you're like, I am both scared and aroused at the same time, which is generally how I feel. Scaroused. I'm trying to think. Maeve was actually pretty wholesome. Like, surprisingly.
Well, I don't know if it's wholesome. I think if you really like Maeve, it's heartbreaking, kind of. But it sets up her character very well, because it's like, okay, so I gave one to you, Master, and now I gotta give one to that coup, and that other coup, and also Fergus, I guess, and that other coup. So it establishes her character very much, that Maeve's not a one-man kind of girl.
Yeah, but, like, among all her men, you are among them.
True. And you're also first. She did hit you up first, but...
So, you know, as I said, like, as a man, like, it's like, I believe in polyamory and stuff like that. So, like, something like that doesn't bug me, so it's tickled me pink that she went to me first. I was like, alright, go have fun with the coups. I'm gonna go, like, not drink this fucking alcohol, because I'm underage. Waivers, like, surprisingly touched me.
Waivers
like,
great.
Oh my god. Like, the note he left, I'm like, oh my god, Waiver, I just went a little fucking gay. Basically says, he basically, like, tells, oh yeah, like, in England, we, like, we do it anonymously, you know, leave a card.
Right, yeah, he talks about the differences in culture.
Yeah. And then you get back to your room, and there's a cigar and wines left anonymously, and it says, I hope by the time that you can enjoy these, you can do so freely and without worry. I'm like, oh my god! My heart!
Good work, bub.
Also,
I suppose honestly, that's while they are a little risky. I suppose that's why a lot of them are somewhat tame, because the main character is written to be, well, they're underage for drinking and stuff in Japan. So I'm assuming they're 16 or 17. Also, yeah. I'm pretty sure you're explicitly Japanese. Like, even if you're playing in English, they mention that stuff that is in Japan is like what you should know. But yeah, so the scenes are great though. I'm trying to think, what were some other really fun ones? I started working through guys after I did girls.
Best Fluffy People Stereos gives you a map to his labyrinth, and he mentions that he gave one to Jack and Nursery Rhyme, so now it's my permanent headcanon that they like to hang out in his labyrinth.
That's cute.
Because
honestly, a lot of the berserkers were heartwarming. I also had to work through there's a lot of fucking casters.
Yeah.
Who I had to work through. A lot
of
Lilies
was actually
but they were pretty good.
Let's see here. Parasol says you just had some tea.
I mean, you had great tea.
Yeah, it was great tea.
He was cool. Babbage was overly technical, but he tries in his way.
He tries. Like, honestly, like, I didn't think I was going to get as attached to them. Like, in the end, I didn't think I was going to get as attached to the male gifts as I thought it was. Oh, they're just some weird gimmick. Yeah, whatever. The girl's chocolate was where it's at. Like, no, at the end of this, I'm like, no, man, the guy's return gifts was just as fucking important.
Mm-hmm. Because it's all about character.
It is all about character.
Even if I do think a lot of the male scenes are written more camaraderie rather than romantic, like, there's... I mean, obviously, some characters are not as much as others. Like we mentioned, Maeve obviously is, she's doing other stuff. Mary is similar, where she's like, here, I made you this sick ass chocolate. I'm wondering who else I should give them to, and talking about other people.
Yeah, but sometimes you just have a moment of actual bonding, like with Robin Hood and Billy.
Oh yeah, Rob was great, and Billy too.
Yeah, he gives you a silver.
Emmy is just here. I've been waiting to give you this. Here's your home cookery set. We talked about this last week. I just the timing on that is great. Let's see, because I was starting to work my way through Archers. I don't know, some of them are funny. I can't wait to see this scene, but not that God knows if I'll be able to see it, because me is a limited 4-star, but her scene is apparently pretty funny because she ends up giving you 3 chocolates, because she had some for, I think, did she get some from Chloe she wanted to regift? She tried to give Ilya some True Feelings chocolate, but Ilya didn't like them because they were too sweet, and then also she has obligation chocolate to give you, so you end up with all 3. So I'm sure that's an adorable scene where people are embarrassed.
We're going to talk about dangerous chocolates. Technically, Serenity gives you chocolate that is super fucking poison.
That's kind of a sad scene, but also adorable, because she's just
she's like, don't, it's poison, so maybe you shouldn't eat it, but I want to give it to you, but it's poison, and she's just going in circles.
She's going in circles because she's like, Master, I wanted to do like all the other servants, because, we can touch and stuff, and I made you a chocolate. Unfortunately, I made you a chocolate myself, by hand, all by myself. So it's super poisonous, and it will probably kill you, and you're like, no, I'm good. I'm fine. I'll live. Definitely. Maybe I'll pass out, but I'll definitely live. And she's like, okay, are you yes, I'm going to give me the damn chocolates.
Give me the damn chocolates. I'm going to eat them. Surprisingly, 100 Faces was also kind of charming. Literally,
yeah,
every single one of her personas was having a fight about what chocolates it makes, so they all decided just to make one and wrap it.
They made 100 individual chocolates. One of them suggested Saint Quartz should be in the chocolate. I want to find that personality. They're a genius. Hire them. Cursed is also great, because he doesn't understand what's going on, but he's like, we are exchanging gifts. Here, my master, have this excellent cloth I have made. And it's you can use it for everything. It can be a cape to keep you warm, a towel, a blanket. I'm like, fuck yeah, that sounds great. High five, Cursed Arm.
Again, I only knew about Cursed Arm from Heaven's Feeling stuff, and I always thought, he was kind of a shit, and then I just see him now, he's just this cool Uncle Bro. I'm like, oh my god, you're amazing. I fucking love you. He's
great. I love him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty cool for an evil guy.
He's one of those, man, he takes he doesn't cut corners when he's on the job, but, he has his on-the-job persona and his off-the-clock persona.
Oh, you briefly mentioned it, but I would also, just in terms of terror, Blackbeard's gift was dangerous for lots of reasons.
Oh, yeah. Those are books that shall not be opened.
We cannot possibly dare to open them.
Once again, Blackbeard dies.
Yep. George was pretty sweet, too. He gave you what was it, Bayard's reins as protection.
It was part
and
of
I'm
his
like, yeah, fucking sweet. Game, when can I use this stuff I've got him? Because cool
because when he
Lancelot gave me a fucking sword, and which is a noble phantasm. That's the other thing about dudes, is because they give you real stuff. They give you all the cool shit. Which is
Assassin
funny.
gives you a fucking gun. He gives you M950.
Yeah, he gives you the Calico, which may or may not have chocolate bullets. Maybe.
We don't know. I don't know. I think it's a real gun, because you said, this is not for something to use as minder. But it's dude, you gave me bullets in a gun.
Uh-huh. Yeah, like I said, they're more interesting because they're a lot more complex.
Yeah,
Sanson gives you a chocolate health drink, which is based on cocoa, which is really cool. Mozart gives you a tiny piano and invites himself to your room. Also, Astolfo's chocolates give as, the quote-unquote girl side. That was interesting and just very typical for him, just bouncing around, just being like, yo, chocolates.
He's boing. He's literally saying boing, boing, boing.
They're bunny-themed, master. Take them. The life-size hippogriff coon plush, that smooth motherfucker, he gives you a giant plushie and he's like, and then maybe I can come by your room to visit him. I'm like, you sly dog. I see what you're doing there. You have an excuse to come into Master's room now. and hang out on that giant plushie. When can I get my life-size Hippogriff Kun plush?
I was actually reading the details, and literally he made it because he started and no one's told him to stop. Which is LTFGO in a nutshell.
Accurate. But yeah, so they're all super great, and maybe I need to like review some of last year's stuff because I don't remember them very well.
Like honestly, go in like I said, go into my room lines, read them, go to your CE, look at the details, have feelings, feelings for your digital PNGs. I do
because, like I said, a lot of the stuff's super well written. We're at almost an hour though, so listen, we love
honestly,
the
I didn't think
They're
we
a
were going
great
to take
scene.
like 20. I didn't think we were going to talk about 20 minutes on Valentine, but.
Hey, we did because like I said, the Valentine stuff is actually really well written and it's super interesting. It's an excuse for just pure character growth.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I want to put my hat on.
All right, Lucky's gonna
stop playing Azure Lane. My phone needs to charge up anyway. And I'm gonna lean back. Don't worry, the microphone can hear me. I know. And we're gonna do Teach You Omega-sensei.
Lucky's gonna read Isekai manga
because that's what he do. Though, try to pay a little bit of attention to the lecture, buddy. You might find some of this interesting and enlightening. Enlightened interesting. Today, we're going to talk about the beasts. This topic was voted on by our patrons, $5 and up. You can vote every month. Usually, most of the people who can don't. So, hey, your votes actually matter. So think about it. We'll talk about what topics we have left at the end. So, the beasts. So, Beasts of Calamity, aka Beast Class, are 7 great evils which threaten the human order, and the type of entity that the heroic spirit summoning system was based on and meant to counteract. Summon 7 grand servants to fight a single beast. So, they are structured similar to servants in that they have a saint graph, they have a spiritual core, etc., all that stuff. Their power levels vastly exceed a singular servant. They generate their own mana freely, and they do not need a master to maintain as an anchor. So, we'll talk a little bit more about some of the details on that, yes. But they are similar to the type of being that servants are, but they are much, much stronger. So, put that on your hat, first of all. Also called the evils of humanity, each beast represents a sin, a great evil of mankind that empowers them. This is, by the way, explicitly not the 7 deadly sins, but more just that there are 7 beasts, and each...
Looking at them, you can make comparisons though.
You could, but there are sources which is like, yeah, this is explicitly not the same thing.
Yeah.
If there are thematic similarities, that's just because how people are, I guess. But
Wrong conclusions, I guess.
Yeah, we don't want to. They don't necessarily want to Christianize this, right? Like it's not necessarily that sort of thing. So, they are created from humanity and grow with it like a cancer. They are a sort of self-destruct for humanity. They gain power with civilization, but must consume civilization. And the evils they embody are negative human traits which fundamentally cannot be denied so long as humans have wisdom. So they arise from humanity. They are created by humanity, but to live they must destroy humanity. But at the same time, the evils they represent cannot be gotten rid of. They are an intrinsic negative aspect of humanity, of mankind. So that's fun. Super great. However, shaking things up a little bit, at their core, the beasts do not act out of malicious intent towards mankind, but love of man. This is spelled out pretty clearly by Gil in a couple of places when he exposits to you. Good old Gil.
I believe a good frame is the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Hoo boy, yeah. They act out of a true desire to preserve humanity and ensure their safety. But they do so in a way that will inevitably cause stagnation in human history, which we know from other stuff would mean that the timeline gets pruned. Any timeline which advances too far or does not sufficiently advance is pruned. It's clipped out. So if a beast won, they would stagnate humanity and that timeline would go away. I don't think FGO's ever explicitly commented on that, but if you follow through stuff like Extella and so on, you can figure this out.
Like real talk, you have to put together a lot of fate pieces of lore to get the whole picture.
Also, having done this just now, the beast thing and the evils of man is kind of seeded throughout a lot of stuff going on. So I feel like FGO was just Nasu's excuse to get this meta plot out because it wasn't actually appearing anywhere else, at least explicitly. Where was I? So they just act without seeking humans' consent, so they tend to be destructive. Gatia is a prime example of that. You notice how he never asked us how we felt about being saved. He was just like, nope, I'm just going to destroy you and create a more perfect version of you. Okay, thanks, bye.
I'm out.
That was all of human history exploding. So, let us run down the currently known beasts and their sins. Beast 1 is the demon god king Gatia, the sin of pity, as in the arrogance of humans pitying other humans and being disappointed in them. So, hopefully everybody who's listening to this and played FGO to this point understands what that means by the sin of pity. Just the complete arrogance of Gatia to think that he can decide for humans that they're disappointing and destroy them all, right? Like, just his cold, empty arrogance is what they're getting at. Beast 2, Tiamat, is the sin of regression, as in wanting people to revert to how they used to be and hating them when they change. That's pretty understandable from her standpoint. Her point of view is that her children should remain children and they should return to the way they once were and depended on her, but at the same time, as is made clear in that chapter, every child has to grow up and separate from their mother eventually. Beast 4, Cath Plug, aka Primate Murder. Hold on, I've dropped a bottle cap to my water and I really need to get it back. Got it. Primate Murder, aka to you, foe, is the sin of comparison, as in envying those stronger than you and hating your own weakness. We don't really get into what that would manifest if foe actually manifested as a beast, but you can get some ideas. The entity known as Primate Murder has appeared in Tsukihime stuff before, and not on screen, but supposedly it has the ability to instantly kick the ass of anything from the quote-unquote world of primates, which is what Nasu calls the world of humans for some reason. I don't know. I had to dig through a lot of flowery Nasu bullshit to write this, okay?
Basically, the way I understand it is basically the more people it's around, the more people you're around, the more you compare yourself to them and find yourself lacking, and the negative feelings that basically well from that. So basically how he works is the more humans he's around, the bigger and scarier he gets.
Yeah, and at a point where he would become Beast 4 would be any individual human he is super stronger than, because he is basically all that much stronger that you think other people are than you, he's that.
Yeah.
Beast 6, the Beast of Revelation, is referenced several times in Fate Prototype, but its sin and details are unknown.
Wasn't it actually, I don't know Fate Prototype at all, but wasn't it actually summoned as one of the servants or something?
Yeah, something like that. It's weird. It confuses me. Beast 6 has appeared a few times, but has been quote-unquote killed. We'll come back to that a little bit. That one's a little weird, but that's obviously, once again, that indicates Nasu's been sitting on some of these concepts for a while. Also in Babylonia, First Hassan identifies regret, as in feelings of shame or repentance, as another evil like pity, but we don't know what beast number that goes to, if any. But no, he totally warns you about that when he's talking about the evils of man, the sins. Some beasts are not a singular entity, but have their spirit essence split into multiple containers. Beast 6 is said to have two parts, and Beast 3 is split into left and right halves. Beast 3R appears later as the Sin of Desire, and Beast 3L is mostly unknown, but they are said to be associated with love. The way they mention this comparison is Beast 3R desires everyone and everything to love them. Beast 3 left loves everything in presumably a scary way. We'll see if it comes up later. So, next bullet point, the beasts are said to be sequential. Once the first number appears, eventually all 7 are fated to appear, and they grow in strength as their number increases, for some reason. Until we reach Beast 7, the Beast of the End. But note, when Gilgamesh discusses the concept of the beasts, he says that unlike, say, an Avenger, which is an evil born of hatred to destroy man, remember it's important to realize that the beasts are born of love, that beasts are an evil man will destroy. So I really should have double checked the Babylonian script, but I was reading multiple translations of the Japanese. But if I understand his phrasing, he's basically like, because Da Vinci compares Tiamat as a beast to Gorgon as an Avenger, and he says, no, unlike an Avenger, which is born from hatred to destroy man, beasts are born from love for man to destroy. So, don't give up hope. According to Gilgamesh, at the point where he has clairvoyance EX and theoretically knows everything, he says it's okay. To Theorycraft. Since each beast represents the bestial nature of mankind they cannot abandon, but to lose to them would represent stagnation, perhaps to defeat all 7 would be to overcome our inherent nature and possibly become a new existence or usher in a new age, like some kind of Buddhist nirvana type shit. But don't quote me on that. That's just all me spitballing. Also, no, if Foe actually fully manifested as Beast 4, he would have been stronger than 3. Axe to comment on our remarks. Also, I think that's actually technically true. If you think, because think about it, is Tiamat not way harder to defeat than Gatia? You have to jump through a lot of hoops multiple times to actually affect Tiamat. Gatia only has like one real weakness because of reasons, but once you pop that, he's done. He was pretty easy to actually fight.
Oh yeah, once you set that weakness on, like literally everything fell apart. Everything.
Yeah, his plan had one failure point, and we pushed that button, and he was done, basically.
Our challenge was getting to Gatia.
Whereas Tiamat, we had to concoct this crazy stall plan to put her in the situation, and then 2 super powerful characters had to show up and bail us out still. So
now here's the question that bugs me right now. As they say, they appears sequentially, but
they phrased it as sequentially, but obviously like some people are mentioning, like 4 technically shows up before 3, right?
Yeah.
So
I
think it might be like a temporal thing, because we do technically fight 2 before 1, but 2 wouldn't have woke up unless 1 existed. I think the idea is that once the first numbered beast appears, all 7 of them must eventually appear, and they all manifest at least after the first one, and possibly after the others. I don't know. We'll see if we ever fight Beast 5, what they'll do. Because
we might end up having to fight Beast 4 anyway.
Yeah, I guess we're fucking around with timelines. I've got some commentary on Lost Belt later we'll get into. Yeah. But no, it's a little bit unclear what they mean by this. So I think it's because of the time travel stuff, because yes, technically Gatia was acting first, but we understand the concept of Beast because we run into Tiamat as 2 first. And then, like we said, we beat 4 already, technically, without firing a shot, but is Foe actually 4 then? I guess not. So, like I said, we'll see if we have to actually fight a Beast 4, or if a Beast 5 shows up, or what.
Yeah.
6 is the Beast of Revelation. Axe.
The end times.
Mentioned that before. The Beast of 666. Which is weird because 7 is the Beast of the End. So I don't. Yeah. Anyway,
remember, the Beast 6 is the time of revelation when basically everyone will be judged. So that is like the penultimate. I can understand that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so they get stronger each time. But hey, we managed to go all the way up to 4, no problem. Actually, lots of problems, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, because beasts are the origin of the heroic servant system and are effectively servants are all bootlegs of their spiritual foundation. That's right, you're using a copy of the system that is Tiamat and Gatia, which makes the fact that we kick their ass super ironic, because servants are basically just cheap knockoffs of them. They effectively have a class container, Beast, and they manifest certain abilities which are classified as skills for their class. Here's what we know. So every beast is capable of independent manifestation. Since their true spirit origin lies outside the realm of the human world, they can theoretically manifest a physical body possessed by their consciousness anywhere in the timeline as needed and remain there without any additional anchor or prana supply. These bodies are functionally immortal depending on the beast's nature. Though Beast 6, like I said, is mentioned as being killed a couple of times, but he also comes back, so... And this is because their physical presence is maintained by their will, right? So, like, their mind and will are projecting a body, so even if you beat up that body, you're not killing them. You have to impart mortality onto them, which is what we do with Tiamat and Gaetia.
So this is telling me that Tiamat and Gaetia could shrink themselves down to be actual servants, maybe.
Possibly, yeah. They have servant containers, and they have a special power. Hey, let's work on... Well, first, I will mention that it has been noted this process is similar to the third magic, the manifestation of the soul. But hey, next bullet point. It's noted both Merlin and Void Shiki also possess independent manifestation as an ability. Merlin explicitly went out of his way to learn this skill. I figure he picked it up when he was roomies with a baby beast. This allows him to manifest as a servant because he's not technically summonable because he's not dead. Void presumably has this ability because her origin is the same as the root, and she can thus perceive all of time if she feels like it. So, yeah. In case you forgot how strong Void is supposed to be.
Remember, she hangs around with you because you're interesting, and you stay above her boredom.
Which is good, because the reason why she's bored is because she can perceive all of everything. So yeah, that's probably why she can independently manifest, because like I said, her origin is the void from which all came and all which returns, so if she feels like it, she can just turn herself on and just, boop, hey, I'm here. I'm really cool. I'm gonna fix everything without raising a hand. Beasts also are said to possess some variant on their authority of the beast, which represents their anti-human capabilities and manifests in different ways. So, Tiamat's authority is an actual extension of her divine authority. I believe it's tied to her Sea of Life. So because Tiamat is a mother goddess who manifests as a beast, in addition to the special ability to kill the shit out of humans, she is also extremely destructive against anything she has given birth to, including other divine spirits and monsters. If anything can said to have its origin as Tiamat's child, she is super strong against them. That's why she's kind of a giant pain in the ass to fight. Meanwhile, the weaker beast one, Gaetia, doesn't explicitly manifest an anti-human power other than his noble phantasms, and his unique Nega Summon skill, which counteracts all other noble phantasms, except that one. Hence that single point of failure. But yeah, technically he should be immune to all forms of noble phantasms, except for that one time, and then once you push that button, he's okay. Now that I'm going to go into details of what's going on with Beast 3, because that'll be later, obviously. But they have their own custom variation on authority of the beast, which is slightly different than how Tiamat's works. Also, for some reason, the Type Moon Wiki wants to say that self-modification is a beast thing. I think that's just Tiamat. She has a really super powerful version of self-modification, but other beasts don't really show that in like their background, so I don't know if that's explicitly a beast thing or just some of them. That is not gone in my notes. Next bullet point, beasts can transmit some of their abilities and qualities to their various extensions and familiars, like the Demon God Pillars and Tiamat's Lahamu, who inherit her ability to kill things real good. Good old Lahamus. That's also, by the way, why eventually they start categorizing her Lahamus as beast type. Why I don't think there's any beast type demon pillars, at least that showed up in part 1, so...
No, they were always the unknown.
They were all the question mark class is actually what Gaetia as Beast 1 is weak to, so I guess that technically counts.
Yeah.
Even though they were called question mark because we didn't want to reveal they were beasts yet. Alright, so here's the fun part. While beasts are numbered and sequential, the term evils of mankind has been thrown around a lot in reference to several other characters, which may represent those who could manifest as beasts once this cycle is ongoing, but they aren't necessarily a beast-class servant right now. So Angramenu is sometimes referred to as an evil of humanity, despite his manifestation being kind of a bootleg Tiamat, which is funny. Bibi has also been called an evil of humanity, and in her backstory there are some similarities in that vein, but she has not ever properly manifested as a beast. Some people might say that her summer Bibi Hotep form is kind of interesting, but while she is categorized as a threat to humanity, I'm pretty sure because she manifests as an entity which is outside of humanity and is definitely malicious. If Nyarlathotep loves anything about humans, it's that they're so fun to torture. So I'm pretty sure that doesn't count. I believe that means that Summer BB is not an evil of humanity. She's an evil outside of humanity who likes fucking with us. And here's the part Lucky may want to pay attention to. The Golden Furred Fox, aka Amaterasu, and the origin of Tamo, refers to herself as an evil of humanity when she talks about how divine spirits are a kind of temporal existence without the ideas of human positive and negative emotions. This is another reason why I really want CCC translated, because this only appears in Tamo's secret garden missions in CCC to, like, contact her origin form so you can get strong enough to beat up BB and Kiara. That's where Hakuno meets the golden-furred white-faced fox in that image that everybody knows about giant Tamo. But it's, like, super deep and has lots of technical psychological terms, so I'm like, I'd love to see this, like, professionally translated in context, because it sounds super interesting. But basically, she kind of says that divine spirits just kind of exist, and they basically live off the conceptualization that mankind gives them. So gods don't really have a frame of reference for negative or positive emotions that we describe. They just do whatever humans think they should do. So if you're in a time period where war is cool, your gods will be all about war. If suddenly peace is cool, they're kind of the same. They'll shift to being more peaceful. That said, even though she calls herself an evil of humanity, she also says that, like divine spirits, she is somewhat influenced by the perceptions and belief of humanity, so her nature as good or evil depends on the needs and desires of humans in that era. Also, as a solar deity, she is technically cosmic in origin and thus not from the Earth, so I don't know if that, like, confuses the whole born from humanity thing. I don't know. It's a little weird. Either way, in the temporal point of view, when she talks about this stuff to Hakuno and CCC, she probably hasn't manifested as a beast at that time, so her number and sin, if any, are unknown. Also, Amaterasu immediately throws Tamo in the future under the bus, by noting Tamo's own mercurial nature and the fact that the current Tamo may change and become a calamity who attacks humanity. Thanks, past me. Yeah. That said, I'm pretty sure that's like a test of spirit for Hakuno, and the ultimate conclusion is that Amaterasu decides to time nap you, even though she's fucking up causality. She decides to steal you from her future self and wants to keep you, and then Tamo has to get you back, and she's like, damn it, me. Tamo's got an interesting relationship with herself.
That's great.
I think that's like part of her Extella ending, where she's like, our whirlwind romance will be so amazing, myself up on the divine plane will get jealous. And I'm like, okay, whatever you say, fluff.
It's good fluff. And then her tails.
Yes, such fluff, such tales. I was posting excerpts of some of Wada-Arko's books, which are always very fluff. And some of them definitely deserve to go on our Hella Not Safe for Work channel. So, we come to the conclusion. Over the course of FGO, we have come acquainted with the beast as a concept, and several of them have been appeared or referenced, and the general concept of evils of humanity has been populated throughout various fate works over a extended period, way back to the beginning, with whatever is actually going on in Prototype, which nobody actually knows because I'm pretty sure the actual Prototype light novels aren't done coming out yet, or the manga, or whatever they're based on, so nobody actually knows how Prototype is supposed to conclude. We just know what its general themes are, and then it became Fate's Day Night. So, shrug. However, since the direction and nature of the story in Cosmos of the Lost Belt has changed slightly from the original arc, which is called Observer on Timeless Temple, it's entirely up in the air if this game will continue to flesh out the beasts internally. I know lots of people are expecting beasts to come back, but at the same time, the general typology of Cosmos and the Lost Belt is that, like, this is an external force come to Earth, and we are fighting, like, timelines that never were. If maybe we run into a future Lost Belt where a beast won and humanity is stagnant, maybe, but I feel like it's not going to be as much of a major plot point as it was in the first arc, unless Nasu completely flips around literally everything he's told us up until now and changes the game, which I would also not be surprised by. Natsu likes to hide his hidden little gotchas in there and just spring them out on you. Like, oh, you thought I was just talking shit 5 years ago. No, that mattered. You just didn't realize it because I didn't write it yet. It's almost like the Kubotite method of writing, where you're like, so either you plan this out super far in advance, or you're really good at remembering dumb shit you said like 5 years ago and turning it into a thing later.
Yeah.
So Natsu, I think, has a little bit of that writing style. You can never be sure, is he really good at improvising, or is there actually a master plan going on here? Who knows? Qua, I already have that, actually. Can you really post it? Maybe I'll put this out there for other people, or maybe I'll just leave it in the patron chat. But I made that entirely for something else, but it applies here. So yeah, that's generally all the information I was able to gather on the beasts. They're actually a really interesting thematic idea, and like I said, I assume there's some kind of metaplot thing they're building to, but given that FGO has kind of wiggled through some angles on where it's going and what matters, it's also kind of like, Gil goes through this whole speech where he's like, yes, so that was Beast 1. That means inevitably all 7 beasts will appear until Beast 7, the Beast of the End, appears. But at the same time, like we said, Lost Belt seems to be going in a completely different direction.
I do like what Qua said. And also, obviously, is a type who, in the middle of the day, remembers random details he wrote about a year ago. See that?
Yeah, I could see that. He's just minding his business. Like, being a mushroom, and he's just like, oh shit, what was that phrase I used that was really badass like 2 years ago? Evils of humanity? Yeah, let's make that a thing. But yeah, so that's Beastsos. Like I said, I think it's a fun type. Also, first of all, because, we gave the spoiler warning. Hey, I don't want to talk about all the details, but Kiara's Beast 3 are. So, the fact that she's playable means that Gaty and Tiamat should be playable, just saying.
Yeah, but she's like, like we mentioned, she's only like one half of Beast. Right?
Yeah,
like,
but also her alter ego self is explicitly like being an alter ego. We explained all this last month.
Yeah, but that's what we're saying. Is like, give me an alter ego Tiamat.
But that's still that version of her that is playable is split off from that version of herself, right? So it's still based on the version of Kiara who appears in FGO. Fucking playable Tiamat win. Playable Gatia win. New classes win. Give me new classes that fit into this crazy-ass class scheme that's going on here. Stop making it all about alter egos. We already know you've got another fucking 5-star coming.
Mm-hmm.
Because King Protea was data mined.
Let's see.
But yeah, that's all my notes. Hopefully I got everything and didn't miss any details. Obviously, like I said, this is kind of an ongoing thing. I also expect that some mention of Beast 6 will crop back up next month when Arthur comes out and has his trial quest, because that's kind of Arthur's thing. Prototype Arthur, that is. So, yeah. That's Beasties. We have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, I think, right now. Yeah, we got 3 topics currently we can vote on for next month. The poll will go live on the 1st of the month, obviously. So, what is the Mages Association? What is a person's origin? Because actually, we kind of mentioned, we've roundabout talked about that in a couple places. That could be interesting to cover. And what do we know about those grand servants I mentioned earlier? Spoilers. I'm pretty sure that section is going to be way shorter than this section I just gave. Just saying. It's funny, we actually kind of know a lot about the beasts and how they work. I don't think we know a lot about grand servants.
Honestly, I want to talk about what is a person's origin, because I think that is something very fundamental.
No, that's a Kara no Kyokai thing. That's like the we talk about how there's a fate prototype. Kara no Kyokai is really the Nasuverse prototype. This is where he started exploring concepts which he would import to his later fiction and kind of tie together as universal rules.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's that'll be interesting to talk about if it gets voted on. I got some votes last time, so we'll see. People will also probably vote for Grands though, because that's a super relevant plot thing. And obviously we take suggestions for these. If you have any suggestions for a fate-themed exposition topic to cover, we can try and cover it. We've explained Mystic Codes before. We've explained various servant classes and stuff. You know, how heroic spirits work, lots of other stuff. And we'll, keep doing it until I run out of them. But I don't think I will, because people will keep having questions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for instance, at the end of this year, I'm probably going to add, what the fuck is a lost belt and how does pruning work? I'm not going to, pre-explain that to people, but goddamn, there's a lot of complex concepts in Nasuverse that just keep coming back.
Oh, yeah, we really haven't explained, the quantum time lock and crazy stuff that comes up in the film.
No, and actually, I don't... No, actually, we could explain quantum time lock because I think Gatia references it.
I think he does, yeah.
Yeah, he has to pull off the destruction of mankind at a specific point so that the quantum time lock kicks in and it counts.
Yeah.
So maybe we can add the explaining of the quantum time lock. I can put that on the list. What is quantum time lock?
Actually, we should probably explain the whole timeline pruning tree thing. What is that whole situation called? I can't remember.
I don't know. They had a word for it. I think technically that's the human order. Is what's going on there. That's the actual human order. Is some tree of history. But yeah, well, like I said, if that topic gets voted on, I'll look it up and see if there's any terms for it. But yeah, if you want a less detailed version, go ahead and watch our Extella playthrough because I actually explicitly call out. I think that's at the start of Altera's route when you actually get actual exposition, and I'm like, oh, BT dubs, this is super important to the whole of the Nasuverse right here, which is weird because I don't think they've ever actually explained it anywhere else. So yeah, I think that's the show. Because we talked about all the stuff going on JP, we talked about the stuff we're building up. We're pretty sure Shinjuku's going to be the 24th. That'll be fun. We'll have our first impressions of that. I'm super excited to read that story. I'm not excited for the bosses because they have break gauges, but that story's going to be good. Really interesting, I think.
Yeah, who wrote the Shinjuku
I don't
chapter?
know. This is when they explicitly stopped attaching artists, the authors' names to the chapters. I think there's a guess. We'd have to research it and see if the fans know. Hey, if you know, fire it off in the comments. Maybe Voice knows and he'll drop in. Good old Voice. He remembers all this dumb stuff, like people's names.
Yeah, I can't do names.
Yeah, we're bad at names. Also, I think I'd have to double check, but I think Voice tweeted about how he gave a masked project to his editor. So hopefully that's the collab. Which I will say though, if that is, shame on you, Voice. You told us you were going to edit it, so we didn't have to apologize to your editor. But hopefully that's chipping away. I know he's been working on other stuff, and that's fine, obviously. But that was 4 hours, so that'd be cool if people can listen to it. I think it's got some interesting discussion there from all of us.
Mm-hmm. As usual.
And I can listen back to myself and yell at me.
Guys, we are 3 weeks away from the U.S. premiere of Heaven's Feel 2. I hope everyone who's got their ticket is fucking excited. I'm hella fucking excited.
There's also that. I think that may be why the way they reached out to Sakura's voice actress, because they can probably, instead of asking kind of about the Babylonian anime, maybe they can ask her about Heaven's Feel.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
From everything I've heard, prepare for gut checks and feels and lie on the floor and cry.
Hi, welcome to Heaven's Feel. Heaven's Feels. But yeah, we're an hour and a half, and I'm getting a little dry down here, and I have other stuff to do. So, I think we should go ahead and wrap the show.
Yeah,
we'll talk about Shinjuku next week. Let's see, what's the date on next week? I think that's the 1st. Yeah, so CCC Rerun will be ongoing. If they're gonna do a part 2 banner, we'll know it. So if there's any surprises there, but we're pretty sure they're not adding a 4-star because it's not King Protea, so we'll see.
The only thing you do is add something to Kiara's quote unquote surprise banner.
Yeah.
Which could happen.
And they could add King Protea, but we're pretty sure they're not squeaking in a 4-star like they have been for reruns. If they do, it's gonna come completely out of left field. And they might, I don't want to say it because a lot of people are thinking maybe they could do a sequel event or a follow-up to the themes.
I don't know. Because they are getting, JP is running up about the time where they should be thinking about running another Lost Belt.
There's also that, yeah. Maybe, I don't know. We've talked with we talked with the voice about the story, and I think, what did he say? Was it like he thinks they said that he didn't say it like he thinks, but I believe he said that Delightworks has said that they have all their content settled up to 5 years, so the 5th anniversary. So I don't know if they're not going to try and drag out Lost Belts to like 2 a year until it ends at like year 5. I don't know. But yes, there's probably going to be at least another, year-ish of year and a half-ish of FGO for surezies. And then probably something else after, like we keep saying, because they make a shitload of money.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you right now, they're getting less of my money from now on. I haven't burned one too many times. I am a sad, sad Lucky.
That's my ending yawn that lets you know that it's ending time. Now all of you have to yawn. So, if you like this episode, go ahead and like it. That's always good. Healthy for the video. If you have any comments, go ahead and leave those in the comment section down below. Super great to always hear from you guys. Your thoughts and feelings on stuff. And like we said, if you have any suggestions for future Teach Me Omega-sensei topics, fire them off. We get a lot of our work that way, or just brainstorming. And as always, if you are new here and have not already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's a great way to keep track of all our content. We've been posting's been a little bit of a mixed bag, but I try to keep up with a few regular episodes that meet our schedule. There was a Wanted on Archer of Shinjuku. There's actually 2 of them. One of them is spoiler-free, one of them is not. And, yeah, even if you've already subscribed, don't forget that bell for notifications so you always know we post a new video, because it's like 9:30 at night, so this one's probably not getting posted tomorrow.
I'm sorry. My computer dies constantly.
Yeah, that's why we have the 4th thing, which is also considered supporting us on Patreon, because, 1, that will help pay for Lucky to get a computer that doesn't die all the time. But also, it gives you stuff, too, which is, for as little as $1 a month, you can get access to our audio downloads for free and early. Well, not for free, but for $1. But no additional complexity on Patreon right away. And they're early. They're literally, I finish editing the audio, I make the thumbnail, I post them to Patreon first, then I start rendering the video, because that takes a while.
Boom!
And also, like we said, if you back at the 5 and up level, you can vote on our Teach Me Omega-sensei polls, you get access to video releases early and other stuff. Fun times. And if you, since we're just going for a full shill cycle, to remind everybody, also if you support at the 10 and up level, in addition to those first 2 things, you can also listen to the episode live, like several of our patrons are doing right now. And you can actually say stuff to us that we comment on and we react to, and listen to it like super immediately, super early, as it's getting made. You also get access to fun pre-show and post-show content, which literally nobody hears because we don't record. All right. I guess that double tap there from Lucky is going to be our ending whatever. So everybody have fun. I hope you have fun in Shinjuku. And if you're playing CCC or Shinjuku, both of which are said to be really hard, you have our condolences. Because
everyone have fun, and remember, friends, don't let your friends gotcha irresponsibly, or they'll end up like me. A word warning from the one who's been burned.
Fuck.